Hello, everybody. It's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we are returning to Ultimate General American Revolution, a new game in early access on Steam by the folks at Game Labs, the developers of Ultimate General Civil War, Gettysburg, Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, Ultimate Admiral Age of Sail, and a number of other. Some other titles are questionable, but I've enjoyed the Ultimate General series. This is episode number 15 of our Let's Play series, playing as the Americans in this game. And we have just taken Fort Frederick. We have secured sort of northern New York, and we are now making a push to begin the invasion of Canada under yours truly, the historical butcher, at the command of what would have been General George Washington's command. Meanwhile, we also are just being given orders to capture Fort George, which is actually on the East Coast, and something that we'll have to figure out how to do, because right now we only have one field army, so we only have the ability to have one commander. We only have one general as a field commander leading a field force. Now we have, or we're about to unlock, General Benedict Arnold, so we will get like a second general slot here soon, which we could raise another army on the East Coast under his command, or future commanders who we may unlock through various tech tree enhancements in the future. But right now our focus is primarily on the drive toward Montreal. We likely will want to take out Fort Chambly, and I'm sorry with my pronunciation, boys, but I don't know if that's any good or not. But basically we would like to isolate Montreal. Doing that by attacking its supporting fort to the east, I think makes a lot of sense, but we'll see how this plays out. This was taken from a live stream on my Twitch channel from a couple of weeks ago now. Well, maybe a week ago or so now. So there's a bit of chatting back and forth with the audience there. But I'm going to turn this description of what's going on over to my live streaming self. We're about to jump into another battle as we make our invasion of Canada begin. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump back into that. Hope you guys enjoyed the series. Leave your thoughts down below in the comments. And without further ado, let's jump into this thing. All right, it's time to get going. So now what? The campaign in the West has been going swimmingly. We've been defeating the British in detail as we move into... St. John's is in Canada, right? No. Oh, no, we're still in New York. Dear God. All right, so St. John's is New York. This is the northern edge of New York. Chambly and Montreal would be the invasion of Canada. So we have rightfully and justly liberated all of the American towns in the West. And so, we're about to fight a big battle probably in the West. In the East, I do think it makes sense to get another commander as quickly as we can. I do have 105 reputation, which, I like storing reputation because it is useful, but I do think spending a little bit of it to get Benedict Arnold quicker makes sense. Oh, we get an economic committee? Taxes will be increased by 1%. I sure hope that this, I can build a tax office in my cities. Oh, God. I'm sure the Americans will love me. How much does a tax office cost? Taxes plus 25%, 32 weekly generated. Okay, so it impacts your loyalty by negative 0.1. It'll generate 32 gold. That's not that much. But tax committee is available. Raising money. I'm not really building anything in Connecticut. It might not make sense to spend all this money on the construction doctrine in Connecticut when I'm not doing anything there. Did we finish the industrial or the infrastructure there? We did not. So we are 7 days away from finishing infrastructure in Hartford. Committee of Financial Policies is established. Okay. All right, so we need to do... All right. Benedict Arnold. Can you be my quartermaster? Because my quartermaster sucks. I could make him a quartermaster, and he'd be a decent one because I know Benedict Arnold's history. He was trustworthy of managing the affairs. But we'll go ahead and put him in command of a field army. And then let's go ahead and do the... let's do... What else can our character do? Baron von Steuben. Curious if Benedict Arnold deserts. +8 army limit, -5 desertion percentage. It takes 93 days, but Army Innovation 3 is tempting. Militia company starting stats get better. New weapon, new regiment, and new company. I'd get a cavalry regiment if we go with dragoons. All this stuff's fairly inefficient speed-wise. We should probably go with common defense to improve our research speed by 10% when we research other things. So we'll do that for the moment. That'll be our next thing. Maybe we should research a Navy department. I don't know. Iron is fundraise is only my guy. I need the money. Is he the only one who can do iron or copper? It's just this guy or me? Okay. All right, so Chief Intelligence Officer Benedict Arnold. Where is Benedict Arnold anyway? He's in Hartford. Okay, well, we're already at our army stack limit, so we're going to go ahead and send Arnold to Falmouth. Benedict Arnold, the trustworthy general. Let's do command rate. Command radius. Command radius. Thank you for the resub, Cliche. Appreciate it. Almost a year. All right, so we are going to move Arnold that way. The Fort St. John's boys are about to move. Oh, my God. 2,800, 2,300. So I think we'll go for Chambly first. It doesn't give me the prestige or the gold. So here's the thing. My money situation's crap, but I'll get 20,000 gold, I think, if I take Montreal, and I'll get 5,000 if I take Fort St. George. So those will go a long way to at least stabilizing our financial situations temporarily. Also, we're invading Canada, and it's the end of October. So, all right, Arnold's going to take a while to get there. Let's just go. Let's just fight this battle. Burlington, you're going to bring up your 500 militia. Let's make sure you've all got good weapons. We've got brown besses in stockpile. Okay. Civilian muskets. I knew someone still had them. Not for long. All right, everybody now has good weapons. Do we want to replace one of the crummier artillery units? So those are gallopers. 6-pounders. Let's replace the 3-pounders with 12-pounders. 12-pounders! Hell yeah, brothers. Get them. Get them good. All right. Nice. So they gained enough experience so they can upgrade to the next stat. They're a 2-star unit now. We will leave. They have the 12-pound battery. We will leave 1 unit behind just because I don't want to tempt the 2,300 troops. I don't want to tempt the Montreal troops just to come out of their fort, which they may do if we leave Fort St. John completely unoccupied. So let's do this. Wait, you move over here. This brigade has 3. So we will leave the 487 men behind, I guess. The army will be formed into 2 brigades. And the wagons. Oh boy. Battle coming. Right away, they're coming out. So, 2,700 men versus 2,800 men. All of our boys are here. Let's fight. Fighting my way out of debt. Always works. Damn right. Well, here we go, boys. This is probably the biggest threat that we have faced in a battle in quite some time. The numbers will be pretty damn even. Obviously, the enemy typically has a quality advantage over us. We do have quite a few regulars here, but yeah. Meanwhile, we are fighting... Wait, Montreal? We're not fighting for Montreal. Oh, no, this is their fort. This is that fort battle. All right, cool. A lot of enemy troops in line. Let's do this thing. Let's form our units up. Because 70 muskets. I know, again, I've heard folks be like, hey, you should merge units. You shouldn't merge units because then you have more units and it'll make it easier to flank. I don't trust my men flanking. I don't trust my men to hold long enough to buy time for me to flank. Okay. So since this is a fort battle, it'll be interesting to see if the enemy holds back or if they come at me. I don't have a great tree line to defend on, I don't think. This is a much more open fight than I would prefer, at least in the center there. On this flank, I guess we do have some trees to hide in. Of course, that'll create a gap in our lines. But maybe it'll open up an opportunity to flank the enemy if they... Okay. Are these guys the 12-pounders? Yeah. Alright, put those guys here. Move these boys up. God damn it. Alright, so the enemy is over here. They're probably going to advance on this forward element, which is a little bit cut off. Alright, I don't want this. Alright, so is the enemy going to advance on me? They're not? Okay. Alright, well, it's a fort battle then. Let's pound them with arty. Let's move our own artillery up here. Some of the enemy guns are in the open. If we can hit them. I don't know how close we got to get to them. Just in case, we'll move our troops around to the relevant positions. Why didn't I give an officer a perk? Oh, they are going to come toward me now? Alright, well then pull back artillery. I'm not sure which officer you're talking about, but they are advancing on me now. So we'll pull our artillery back. I'm glad I moved my troops where I moved them. Got a nice reserve line going here. I think 5 batteries of artillery. The enemy's going to have a hard time assaulting 5 batteries of artillery. They're coming out with 3 of their own, but... No, no, no. Don't get yourself out there in the open. Get out of there. Do not engage the enemy. If they're shooting muskets at you, you're doing your job wrong. I'm talking to my artillerymen, that is. Right, they're going to try and flank me by the looks of it. So let's refuse this line back here and this wood line. Well, they're flanking my other force over here, which isn't great. Alright, we should hold against the probing force in the front. That's all I'm calling it. Seems to be these boys on the front have to be a probing force. These 2 right flank regiments of mine might be in some trouble. They're doing some hurt on this enemy regiment in the open, but they're getting hit by enemy sharpshooters kind of in the flank. Drove that regiment back. These guys throwing slingshots? Oh! This is the first thing we're fighting against some native troops. I haven't seen that before. That's a new... I was like, it looked like they're throwing slingshots because they were. flanked. We're firing artillery into your rear. And musketry into your rear. Although you are driving... My right flank regulars are in trouble in this woodline, but... Alright, I don't love that this artillery can basically fire down my line here. Let's see if we can knock him out with some of my own batteries. This is a very spread out fight. I have not fought a battle like this in quite some time. We've been dealing with, you know, destroying enemy forts and things like that, not open field engagements. So these guys are in a loose formation too. Again, because they're not fighting in the European style, if you will. Alright, we routed that unit from the map. Let's turn and see if we can knock out these batteries on our flank. I don't like the idea of moving my infantry against them, but it might be the only option. I think they've nerfed the enemy artillery a little bit. Those guys are, like, around my flank. Fortunately, they're not pressing me on the front, so most of my troops can just turn and shoot. Alright, we're gonna see some canister fire here, likely. There you go. You see these guys getting hit with grape shot and immediately turning and running. And routing now. They haven't routed from the map quite yet. Alright, we've routed those gunners, so now switch your fire to the gunners who are a threat. I didn't lose too badly in the way of casualties in that. Meanwhile, the enemy is still a threat in the center of our line. Some of the boys are retreating off the map, but... What about Heath Ledger and his son? No. No Patriot mod as far as I'm aware. Granted, the game is new. Didn't come out that long ago, but... Alright, they're routed. Can I seize these guns? I can seize these guns! And those! 2 new batteries for free. Alright, push them back, boys. I'm guessing they're going to withdraw back toward the fort. The strength on the map doesn't look too lopsided yet in our favor, as much as I would like it to be, but it does feel like... Well, these guys might be in trouble. Can you just destroy that enemy militia unit, or light unit? Just get rid of them. Delete them. One more solid volley. Do it. Not quite. Alright, we drove back that artillery. Nice. Captured those boys. Get them back into our lines. Wait, they retreated with their guns there? Oh no, those are our guns firing the canister. I was like, what happened? That's funny. We're firing canister at the enemy artillerymen whose guns we seized. Alright, we captured another enemy unit. Herbert Haig. No doubt the great-grandfather of Douglas Haig, the military genius of World War I. Alright, my troops, some of my troops are getting out a little over their skis. This right flank is hectic. Man, those slingshots can be effective. At least in killing morale. Fix, bayonets, charge! Alright, we wiped out or shattered that unit. My troops off on the left are just busy pursuing the enemy. Do we have a whole line of troops here I never even deployed? We do! Gotta be careful that they don't take my supply wagon, though. I just saw some men over that way. Alright, so the reason they haven't surrendered yet is they do have a meaningful number of troops still in the forts. So the field battle has definitely gone our way. Alright, let's move our guns out this way so we can bombard the fort. As I always like to make my Gettysburg movie reference. A feu d'enfant, as Napoleon would call it. Alright, that's routing. Move our infantry forward to support. I think we lost a fair number of men. There's a lot of bodies on the ground. The new Napoleon movie is awful, I have no doubt. And they're dead. Deleted. That was literally the definition of deleting someone right there. Okay. don't know why their men who are broken keep coming back for more. People should know when they're defeated. Would you, Quintus? Would I? Alright. Are these troops or they have guns? They're just gunners. That's all they are. They're just gunners. Please, sir, can I have some more? Alright, chase the bastards down. Alright, you can stop for a second. Yep. Now chase the bastards down. They're really good at reloading while they run. I'll give them some props for that. Meanwhile, my artillery is pounding the enemy troops in the fort. I don't know if I have the patience to surround them. While our artillery pounds the enemy, I'm going to try and position a handful of regiments on the other side to keep the enemy from escaping. I'm sure they will. Who are they volleying? Why are my troops... I don't particularly want you guys to fight there, but... Nope, just halt there. The enemy wants to come out of the fort, let them, but do not assault quite yet. Or maybe do, because it does look like they're shooting at you from there. Where are my other troops? All that artillery flying in. We've got a huge grand battery over here. Some of these boys must be out of range because they don't look like they're doing anything. Alright, enemies... Nice, alright. Nice! Some of those guys just really didn't want to fight, huh? Oh god, I just shot them after they surrendered. I didn't even know you could do that. Lol. Nice. A lot of those enemy troops surrendered. I didn't quite catch up with the rest of the body, but I caught more of them than I thought I would. I guess I'll put it that way. How's the melee work? Do you lose anyone if you melee enemy troops when there's... No, you don't, apparently. You just butcher them. These guys haven't lost a man as they're meleeing these British troops. Alright. It's very Total War and how effective you are. So they got 4 companies that I think escaped. That I probably won't catch. So this should help when it comes to reducing the enemy force that's going to withdraw back to Montreal. The AI can be intelligent in this. I mean, it's AI in a tactical war game. I guess I don't know what people expect. AI is bad in every... It's better than Total War AI, I'll put it that way. I think the AI can be more challenging at certain events that are more scripted, like the New York invasion, where they come with huge numbers of forces and act much more aggressively. At this point in 1775, the British are fairly passive, and so they kind of let you pick and choose, which again, historically was kind of the case. Are you guys getting any lag? My OBS looks like it's lagging. But it looks like 3,200 troops of ours versus 2,800 enemy. 478 casualties on our end. 1,300 enemy casualties plus 600 missing. So of the 2,800 enemy soldiers, 2,000 will not be fighting again. 800 will withdraw probably to Montreal. Well, we'll be sitting with about 2,800 troops. So that's a good result, I think. Derek and Rick Shea, thank you for the follows. All right, it's also possible we will force more of these regiments to surrender as we move toward Chambly. They're going to fight me again? 600 men came out of Montreal. Looked like they were trying to move to support the enemy, and then they just stopped. You know, we're going to capture a bunch of equipment down here. 135 muskets, a cannon, 99 muskets, a cannon, 304 muskets, and a cannon. We pretty much burned through all our provisions. Or not provisions, but ammunition by the looks of it. Chambly's a nice fort. It has 3,200 bunks. So for our force, that is sufficient. So we're down to 2,300 men. Okay, so we need the money. Connecticut, currently New Hampshire has 73% loyalty. That's getting kind of low. Well, I won't seize your cargo. Stay loyal. Meanwhile, Chambly is captured, +5 reputation, and +6 6-pound field guns. Man, I like how they added the events. When you capture forts, you get artillery. That feels authentic. That feels real. All right, so Chambly is sitting in a... Our troops are getting tired. Oh, we had 27 because of the fort. It's the troops at Fort St. John's fought, right? So we're losing loyalty here because they don't like our taxes. I'm sure they were paying taxes to the British. Come on. Are all of these New York towns losing loyalty? That tax office is not... Good God, is everybody losing loyalty? At least all the New Yorkers don't like taxes. The Massachusetts folks seem more... forgiving. You can see the green arrow up means loyalty is increasing. So I'll need to build some propaganda stuff in New York and New Hampshire to get those fuckers on side. All right, Hubbardton, we don't need to keep 300 troops in the rear at Hubbardton. We're going to need a garrison up there for some of these forts that were taken. Because you can't... It's not just that we have to have garrisons on frontline adjacent forts, but we're going to need garrisons where there's hostile populations, like in northern New York or in Canada. All right, where is Arnold? Arnold has made it to Falmouth. Let's go scout out Fort George and see what there is there. 2,100 troops. Probably not going to do that. I don't see us successfully assaulting that. And there's another 2,000 at Fort Frank. I suppose we may have to let the capture Fort George goal go by the wayside. It's a level 2 fort, and I don't have any artillery in the Falmouth garrison. So we'll have to see about that. Reputation's back up to 99. Okay, so Montreal will have to do with its large supply of gold. Attacking it will be challenging. I can probably pull the 500 troops out of St. John, Burlington to give me a slight numerical advantage. Maybe the 400 troops coming up from Hubbardton. All right, where are we at with this stuff? How's the market look? Man, if you just take these forts, who needs any production of muskets? You just get tons of brown besses. We captured some cannons. We've got 9 6-pound field guns and 2 more 12-pound field guns. Apparently, we also have 8-inch land service mortars, which are definitely, they should be worth more than that. The 12-pound field guns could be worthwhile selling, but all right. I don't like that I'm selling provisions on the eve of winter. Okay. I want more money, more money. Give me your money, all of it now. Not producing any civilian muskets, but all right. So we got 8,600 gold. Thank you for the follow, Cacao. Yeah, Morgan's rifle's gone, but not forgotten. These Canadians, loyalty 34% France, 66% Britain. We're the French. They're fighting the British right now. They can come take Chambly back if they want to give me a regiment. Did we complete that infrastructure? Not quite. Where are we at with it? 7 days still? Still 7 days? 22 days at the mine in Hatfield. All right, that's a pretty efficient seizure of Chambly. Continental currency printed. Let's wait for Noel's boys to get north, I guess. Although we should also see how quickly the troops at Montreal reinforce, because some of those are sort of soldiers who fled there from the previous battle. Not very fast. Okay. Plus, my own troops at St. John's and Burlington are drawing some reinforcements. All right. So, we've got 2,300 field troops, I think, ready to leave Chambly for Montreal. 500 St. John's, 500 at Burlington. We're going to pull the Albany garrison out, too. Move them up. And Montgomery is loyal. New York is still a little ways away. Move these guys up to Albany. Units can get more... oh, God. So they're sending 1,300 reinforcements to Canada. That's not what I wanted to see. How quickly can those troops arrive? Smuggler warehouse. Man, it is much harder to keep people loyal to you in this iteration of the game. Okay, our attention's the Cherokee are falling, Miami are falling, and the Cherokee and Creeks are falling. Okay. All right, go join the main field army. It is snowing in Canada in November. Who would have guessed? Just what we need. We're going to send a message to the Miamis requesting 6 iron. Sure. No, 400 reserves. Just as I got my 500 troops into position, they're getting reinforcements. All right. So they're going to have 3,400 troops. We're going to have 4,000, roughly. Okay, well, Montreal's not a fort, at least, so that's good. I don't love fighting in the winter, but it is what it is. Meanwhile, Chief of Intelligence completed their mission. What was it again? Mining infrastructure complete. Merchant stalls complete. Secret committee is complete. I think that was just a research and development project. All right, so I can't raise funds with you. You can't do officers. You can't do iron. You can't do copper. Or an artillery department. So Chief Intelligence, what do you want to do, I guess? If you can't do anything else, what do you want to do? College, I'm assuming, is an upgrade for the schools, which increases specialists. Increased loyalty. What's the plus 5% loyalty thing? Weekly increase step? Is that just generic? Because that could be useful. We'll do that. Okay. Now that Benedict Arnold's just sitting useless over in Falmouth, staring at Fort St. George, doing nothing. All right, it is winter, which makes campaigning more difficult. But we're going to do it. We're going to do it, damn it. Not enough muskets. What do you have? All right. Well, we had another victory. We took Chambly. I think that's how you pronounce it. Southeast of Montreal, and now the Canadian city of Montreal is within our grasp. It is getting close, but we've had to sort of pause to make sure that we have the force necessary to overwhelm the British in Montreal. I believe we do now. So, oh wait, it looks like the British are being drawn out of Montreal to move south. now that we've abandoned Fort John. So maybe we will be able to bait them into a field victory for Montreal. I don't love the idea of fighting in a snowstorm in November, but this does pose an interesting opportunity, perhaps, to isolate them or draw them away from the city. We'll see. But that'll be for another episode. We've been going for almost an hour in this episode, so we'll go ahead and wrap this one up here. I hope you guys are enjoying the series. Please leave your thoughts down below in the comments. And as always, until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you very much for watching. And until next time, we're out. Bye-bye.